and welcome to episode 220 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am Mags.
I am Jack.
And we are a Dungeons & Dragons social commentary podcast where we focus on the social aspects of D&D.
We give out advice to players and dungeon masters, old and new.
But most importantly, we believe in creating a safe, inclusive, and welcome space.
So that sounds good to you. Welcome in.
I think that was the smoothest we've done that.
Yeah, which I didn't expect because moments before it was
Look,
Maggot was like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I got to hold my fingers up to click, and she goes, "Go on then."
Look, I'm irritated. I'm warm.
Oh no!
Since we've moved down into this room, God, it's been a while now. It's been months now at this point. We've been down here. We haven't ever anchored the tripod for the camera. So every time we film, it's just been a different position. And I watched last week's and I was like,
last week's was
last week's was a little rough because the dog knocked it.
Because the dog knocked it midway through.
The dog knocked it over. So I was like, I'm just going to take the time and just anchor it.
Just get some tape on the ground.
Just get it so it's the same static position every time.
There's tape on the ground in so many rooms of our house.
There's tape on the ground everywhere. Well, there's tape on the ground in here. There's tape on the ground literally in our kitchen.
Which we've never gotten rid of.
When we used to film the actual play
in the kitchen, yeah.
We have tape in my office in multiple different places.
Yeah.
Where else?
That's it.
That's it. But there's tape
on the ground
everywhere. You come to our house, there's tape on our ground. Yep, indeed.
I need to sneeze.
Go on. He did. Bless
you.
You.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bless you. Bless you. I didn't know if you were gonna.
I will. You know, there's times where you're like, I'm gonna sneeze, and when you say you're gonna sneeze, you actually don't need to sneeze anymore.
Me every single time.
And you look like a buffoon.
Yes, me every single time. Honestly, yeah.
So I thought that was gonna be the case this time, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, good.
I'm lucky.
Good. How have you been?
I've been good. How have you been?
Good. You've been playing a lot of Elden. Well, first of all, actually, before we get into that, thank you so much for allowing us to take last week off.
Yeah.
It was a very last moment thing where we just kind of kept pushing back filming and then we just ran out of time.
All my stream homies know the crack last week. Like, this whole British gas saga that I've got going on finally came to a head. They were like, hey, here's your deadlock letter. I went to the Ombudsman. The Ombudsman's not only told me to open one case, they've all told me to open two cases. Yeah. So I've opened a case against Bionic. I've opened a case against British Gas. Yeah. I've been dealing with all that, like, on the phone, just getting emails and evidence. It's been stressful.
Yeah.
And then this week...
And then this week.
So last week, a guy comes round and he's just like, hey... why don't you buy our internet instead of the internet you've got?
And it sounded like a great deal.
Sounds like a great deal.
Or genuinely.
900 meg download and upload. Which upload is good for us because, we upload a lot of videos.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And we were like, sounds good. He was like, here's a crack. It's a pretty easy process. And we set it all in motion. The guy comes over yesterday on our day off. And... he installs it, and it takes about an hour or something. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. And then he's like, "Oh, it's all done, mate. I'll see you later." I'm like,
"Oh, okay." Leaves. But we're like, "That's fine." We're like, "It's fine." We know how to plug.
I think we're pretty competent.
Yeah, we know how to plug an Ethernet in.
Yeah, but so we've got an Ethernet that goes out of the front room where the router is.
Yeah.
Around the side of the house, we've got like an outdoor cable that goes up to a splitter upstairs. That splitter then allows Margaret to get in upstairs, and then it comes back down into the other side of the house into here. For my internet, and it's always worked. We've never had a problem with it. It can handle up to a gig of data.
Yeah, we were literally using it because we wanted to make sure, and thank goodness we did this. We wanted to make sure that we stayed with our old internet provider as an overlap, just to make sure in case anything went wrong, we still had it.
Yeah,
we still had internet.
Yeah, so we plug the internet in.
Yeah,
to our splitter.
Yeah, and
it doesn't work.
Simply. Just doesn't work. I do not know what the issue is.
We run a cable straight from my computer straight to the internet, and it works. But then I just have a cable dragging through my house the whole time.
It honestly, it all boils down to plugged into the old router works, plugged into new router doesn't work. Now. If the people had actually checked to make sure that everything was okay, and they were able to actually sort it out and tell us why it wasn't working, that would have been a different situation, but they didn't. They just left.
They left, and then I called them up, and I was just like, hey, can the guy come back? It's not working. And they're like, oh, it's the splitter's problem. I'm like, I don't care what the problem is.
The fact that no one checked.
It's like the fact that it doesn't work is the problem.
Yeah, but why is it working in this circumstance and not working in this circumstance?
And then they're like, oh, it's your splitter's fault. And I'm like, well, that's not good enough. It's just like, when my new internet gets installed, my new internet should work with the setup I already have.
Yeah, and we're working tomorrow.
It's like, we have work. It's like, this is our livelihood. Like, if we don't get to upload videos, if we don't get to stream, if we don't get to do these things, we don't make any money.
Yeah.
So, and like she was like, I'll call you back in an hour or two. So she calls me back in an hour or two.
All we wanted was people just to come back around and
we just wanted the person who would literally just fit the internet to just turn around and come back
and just look.
it wasn't
That's
working.
all we wanted.
Yeah, and that was obviously too much to ask. So do you want to know what? We slept on it overnight. Our old internet is still plugged in, so it's totally fine.
I woke up at 5:30 in the morning and went, I need to research this.
Yeah.
I stayed up for like an hour looking over our contracts and looking over everything. Yeah. And when Jack woke up, I was like, I think we should just cancel this.
Yeah.
In UK, you have 14 days, like for
anything,
reason, to be
any
able to
new
cancel
product,
any type of purchase, basically.
Yeah. So I rang up Virgin and I was like, can you undo the cancellation? And they were like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
It's weird, like, Virgin, whatever, like
Virgin suck in their own right for many reasons.
For many reasons, but like genuinely, every time we've ever had a problem with Virgin,
they've sorted it out because we're on a business tariff.
Our internet, when I think,
oh my gosh!
God, 1 second.
Oh my good. Oh dear. We went flying.
If our stream homies again will know, like a couple of months ago, we had really choppy streams and we were like wondering what was going on. I rang him up, literally like the next day they came out, fitted a new box. He tightened everything up, made sure everything was good, and he checked everything.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't say, hey, can you tighten the connections? He fitted the new box and he was like, let me just double check. Why? Like, let me eliminate some of the reasons why you could be having choppy internet. So he goes out and he checks everything, he tightens everything up, and he leaves, and the internet's been perfect ever since. But like,
I know.
To sign up to a new internet and then to not even have it work and not even have somebody check that it works.
Long story short, we've had a really awful time with utilities recently.
Man,
and companies just wasting our time. Just absolutely wasting our time.
Just lying, man. And like this, God, just. I mean, it's like yesterday was my day off, and I had to spend like 4 hours of my day off, like just sitting in this room waiting for the guy to be done, and then 3 hours trying to get the guy to come back, and then speaking to people on the phone. It's just like, I just want my day off to
I know. It was
nothing.
It was really frustrating. So that, because of all of the reasons above, we just ran out of time last week to film. But everything is good. Everything's sorted.
Everything's good.
Until it's not.
Until it's not. And I'm sure something else will go wrong. I'm sure I'll get a bill through the door. Being an adult's rubbish.
Yeah, being an adult sucks, by the way.
It's absolutely rubbish.
Being an adult smells like beef.
I don't know if there's many good things about being an adult.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, though. It's like, if there was a scale, the bad outweighs the good, 100%.
Of being an adult. I agree.
It's like, you can drink. Don't even do that anymore.
I get too hungover because I'm old.
I can gamble. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
We put the lottery on at D&D.
Yeah. I can do whatever I want when I want. Can't.
I can't because I'm too busy doing all these other things.
So it's been it's been a very, very frustrating week, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh my God. One thing that we need to say is thank you all so much, because we've won the Crit Awards.
Oh my gosh.
We haven't been on.
I'm so sorry we led with the bad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, hold on. I'm going to make a timestamp of this because this is an important thing that I want to talk about.
This is a really important thing that we want to talk about because, okay, so if you remember a couple of months back, we took a break.
Yes, we took maybe the longest break we've ever taken. It was 2 or 3 weeks.
2.5 weeks or something like that.
We took the longest break we've ever taken from doing this.
And just before that, we got nominated for
the Crit Awards.
A category for the Crit Awards for Best Podcast Hosts.
And if you don't know what the Crit Awards is, it is a TTRPG recognition show where it's, I think there's 56 categories, huge, big, they span through everything you can think of in TTRPGs. And last year, you voted for us to win the category of Best Upcoming Live Stream.
Yeah.
We got nominated for Best Podcast Hosts. And
this year.
Honestly, being so real, when all of it started happening and it got to the point of like letting people know and saying vote for us and kind of like pushing for it a little bit. That's when I got really burnt out.
Yeah.
And that's when it wasn't the Crit Awards, to be very clear, that
they burned us out. We were
no.
That was on track anyway.
It was just horrible timing.
Yeah.
So because I was so burnt out, and I'm the person who, like, if I make, I'm the graphics
You're the
person,
graphics
and I'm
person.
the posting, like, on social media person, I just couldn't do it. So we said to ourselves, I think we talked about it once, and then we were like, I think someone else in this category deserves to win for this year over us, because we aren't going to push for it, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they would, if they won, they deserve to win anyway.
Yes, of course.
That's not the reason why we didn't push. It was more like, we're not going to stress ourselves out. And it's not that it's a stress, but we're not going to stress ourselves out, like, trying to push this. We were taking a 2.5 week break. We came back, and we just were trying to get back into the routine of, just being content creators again.
Yeah, totally.
Posting videos.
And then by the time we came back,
stream,
the nominations had closed.
the nominations were closed, and we were just like, do you want to know what? Like,
what will be will be.
Yeah, we probably haven't won because we didn't push it very hard this year or anything like that. But hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Apparently, us only saying it once
was enough for you
guys
rally.
to vote for us to enough to the point that we won.
And honestly, gosh, if that doesn't speak to you as a community, if that doesn't speak to how much you support us and how much you care and how much you want to see us succeed, I don't know what is. Like, honestly, in the morning when I woke up, because the Crit Awards happened like really early in the morning for us here in the UK, I woke up to a tag and I walked back into the bedroom and I was like, Jack, we've won the Crit Award.
I can't believe it.
We've won the category, and I absolutely could not believe it.
Can't believe it.
Oh my gosh.
Can't believe it. We won the Crit Awards for Best Podcast Hosts.
And look, there's a lot of guilt that comes with this, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guilt around.
We didn't even because we were we'd also almost resigned ourselves to not winning.
Yes.
Because we were in the category with some really big names.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
Which, we thought it was going to be tough to win anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But, then not pushing it to the degree that we did last year to win, we thought there was no chance.
Yeah.
So we didn't even submit an acceptance speech or anything like
honestly,
that,
again,
which we're devastated about.
Even if it was just a case of we didn't think we would win it, we still would have pushed, because it's partaking that's the important thing. But it's the fact that we were burnt out, and the fact that I simply just couldn't. So there's a lot of guilt around not putting in an acceptance speech. So let this be our acceptance speech. Thank you so much for honestly really coming through for us. We don't even have to ask. You just did, which is wild.
Which is insane.
Thank you so much to the Crit Awards.
Yeah, big time.
Thank you so much to the other people in our bracket as well.
Yeah.
I think that there was some camaraderie between everyone. There was some getting together. There was some pushing together. And I'm really sorry that we weren't around to be involved in that. It was just horrible timing.
Yeah, it was just rough timing.
Thank you so much. Thank you to you. I can't believe it.
Wild.
And now we can say that we're two times
Crit Award winners,
which is insane. And
it's kind of crazy.
Honestly, you never know what the future holds. You never know kind of when it comes around again. I want to say I won't be burnt out by the time it happens again next year.
You don't know, do you? You don't know when burnout comes.
But the Crit Awards is honestly such a great time to be in the space. It's such a it's just a feeling of community.
Yeah,
and
it's all, it's not a corporate run thing or anything like that.
No, it's not. It's not. It's literally run by Ivy and her team, and she does an incredible job. It's all independent.
Done out of passion, done out of 100%. Wanting to lift up people in the TTRPG
100%,
space,
absolutely.
Highlight people in the TTRPG space, give them their flowers. The community thinks they deserve. So it's a really awesome thing, and we love the Crit Awards, and we always say to go and vote for not just us, but for anyone else that you love in the TTRPG space.
Yeah.
So I think that I'm flabbergasted.
I'm flabbergasted.
I'm taken back. I'm in shock and awe.
You've flabbered my gasts.
I'm really, really appreciative.
Yeah, indeed.
for you guys. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. We should have led with that, really, but thank you.
I think, well, because it was weird because it happened almost last week, but then we didn't record the podcast.
So
we're like a week late on it. There you go.
True.
Anything else? You've been role playing on WoW.
Hey, look.
Do you want to tell them about that?
Yeah. Hey, look. I role play on World of Warcraft now.
You sure do.
So, this is something that I've honestly wanted to do ever since we started playing WoW. We're on a role play.
You've dabbled
server.
here and there.
I haven't dabbled in WoW, but look,
you've gone and like watched the role players and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite things to do when I don't have anything else to do and I'm just sat in the voice chat with my friends and I just want to chill out. I like to go on my druid. I like to turn into a bird so I can go high up and hide. And I like to sit. There's kind of two main areas in Stormwind on Argent Dawn EU where the role players inhabit. And it is Goldshire. And look, Goldshire is more the ERP side of things. And Goldshire
it's not
is
exclusively
more,
ERP.
No, it's not, but it's more like we're gonna be fun and silly and have a laugh. Yeah. And then there's places like the canals and the cathedral in Lion's Rest.
They're a little more serious.
Yes, where that's if you actually want to roleplay. And I put it adjacent to like D&D roleplay. Or if you've ever text-based roleplay before, you understand what it's like. So I like to go to Lion's Rest. I like to sit as a bird and I like to watch the role players. It's just something I really enjoy doing. I say, I'm going to go do this. I think this was Sunday night. I go, I'm going to go do this. Anyone feel free to join me. Wabs. I'm calling you out, Mooktile. I'm calling you out, famous YouTuber Wabs Mooktile. Wabs was like, I'll come with you. So we go to Goldshire together and we install Total Roleplay 3, which is like the add-on.
Add-on for role-playing. You literally see people's backstories and stuff like that, which is really cool.
Well, look, Wabs is having a blast, and I mean it. He's like looking at people's profiles and we're having a silly goofy time. Wabs isn't scared to talk to anyone. Wabs can go up and have a conversation with anyone. Me, I'm very shy, so I pretended to be his pet cat while he was a mage running around turning people into, I don't know, like hags and shit. So nice. That was the first dabble into the role play. And then the next day, I was like, I'm going to do that again.
And you've done it every night since?
And I've done it every night since. And I'm not just hanging out in Goldshire having a silly fun time. Although I will say to the girly pops on Goldshire, where I went upstairs in the tavern and there was a group of 4 characters stood around this one big man character. And I was like, are we bullying men? And they were like, yeah, come in here. And then we just spent the evening
bullying
men.
Sounds like a good time to me.
Affectionate bullying men. And then we did catwalks. We did a cunty little catwalk. And then we looked for a missing child, and it was so much fun.
Good.
And I've been seriously role playing as my druid, Raina, who has taken a huge inspiration from my D&D druid, Rayla. Pretty much copied and pasted the backstories. I've given her a backstory.
I mean, why not? Everyone in World of Warcraft doesn't know what happened to Rayla.
True. She's made some friends.
Nice.
I wrote in-game letters to some of the people that I was role-playing with, and they wrote in-game letters back to me.
That's really cool.
And I think we're meeting up tonight. It's not like an official meetup, but one of them was like...
But it's Friday night, baby.
It's Friday night. One of them was like, I'm back from my travels. I visited my homeland, and his homeland got ruined by the Scourge, and we were like, you should go and check it out. And he's like, I'm back. So we're going to get loads of stories about that. And then one of the other people's in Fellwood fighting demons, and my character's just sat in Stormwind.
Yeah, I mean, but you can lie.
I will lie, and I will.
You did other things,
and I will. Yeah, and I will. I will
so
lie.
Been good.
Yeah, and I'm trying to desperately convince my friends, and I mean desperately. Today, I made 3 different memes to send to my friends, being like, "I really need you on board for this.
I really need you guys to join."
I even asked you, and look, Jack, I know it's not your type of thing.
No, it's not my type of thing.
I know you would not enjoy role playing.
No,
but look.
I love role playing, face to face.
Yes.
But
yes.
This is why I don't think I'd be good in a text based campaign because unless I'm like physically in it, I can't immerse myself to that degree.
No, that's very, very, very fair. But I even asked you. I'm asking everyone. So hey, you
want to role play?
You want to role play World of Warcraft? sign up to Argent Dawn EU and then hit me up.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's seriously.
Good, as long as you're having a good time.
I am. It's D&D adjacent. Like it's honestly, it's obviously different to role playing.
Yeah.
In D&D, it's just getting in character and typing. And you know what? It's nice to read and it's nice to write. I'm just having a really, really fun time with it. And I never thought I'd be able to get into it. And I'm not really in it. Like, if I really wanted to get into it, I'd have to join like a guild and go to events and stuff. But
I mean, you can do that as well if you want.
I could.
You aren't currently in a guild.
No, I'm not. So I'm really enjoying Warped and the World of Warcraft. It's a really, really, really fun. And if you don't have enough D&D and you like role playing, seriously consider just role playing online.
Yeah.
Text-based role play, seriously. So much fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
So that's what I've been up to.
Good.
What have you been up to?
I've been playing Elden Ring off stream.
Yep.
I decided to take it off stream because I really wanted to play, but I just couldn't find enough time to stream.
Yeah.
The game. So anyway, I started playing Elden Ring. I will say I enjoyed Limgrave. I enjoyed Leonia of the Lakes. Caelad's not very fun. I enjoyed Altus Plateau to a degree, and then I really enjoyed the capital. And then you go out of the capital to a place called the Mountain of the Giants or whatever. Mountaintop of the Giants. That zone's dreadful.
Yeah.
I went to Mount Gelmir. That zone's dreadful.
Yeah. In what way?
Like they're just like it's. I don't know if I was underleveled. I don't think I was, but they're just not as like rich. I feel like, you know, obviously the first zone anyone's ever going to come to in the game is probably the most fleshed out because that's the first, to get you into the game.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But you know, just like the Mountaintop of the Giants was just like snow.
Yeah.
And it just didn't have many points of interest, I don't feel. And then I went up to the Halig Tree and then did that zone to get to Melania, the zone before Melania. That was shit. The Halig Tree itself was really cool. And then, I went because I hadn't met Rykard. I did the Mount Gelmir place. That was fucking shit. So I feel like the game is very good in the first half and not very good in the second half.
Yeah.
And I also think that there's something to say about at the beginning, like the boss fights are punishing, but they're not punishing to be like, oh, you'll just get one taps. Like if you get caught in a combo, you're just dead.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you get into that maggot fight and it's tough, but it gives you enough time to learn it.
Yeah.
It gives you enough it's like you don't get one tap, so you can see enough of the fight to be like, oh, this is this combo, this is that combo, this is how this works, and stuff like that. You get towards the end of the game, like I've got almost 50 vigor, so I've got a decent health bar.
Yeah.
And like all the bosses, if you just get hit by one attack, you're just dead. Yeah. It's just like,
is that because maybe you're undergeared?
No, I've checked.
Yeah.
I like maybe I'm a smidge undergeared, or a smidge underleveled for Melania. You know, everyone's saying that you should be 120 to 150, and I'm like 115, so I'm not far off.
Yeah.
But even like the fire giant, like it's just Commander Nile.
Captain Neil.
Commander Nile, like it just gets to a point where it feels like it's such a big company, so you don't want to say this, but it's like I don't feel like they understood how to turn the difficulty up without it just being like, oh, if you get caught in one attack, you're dead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do know what you mean. I do. I've never played Elden Ring, so
Commander Nile. And the thing is, like, Commander Nile, dead, killed him.
Yeah.
Fire Giant, dead, killed him.
Yeah.
Gone back to the Ashen Capital, and I'm fighting Godfrey right now. I tried Melania, but it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like it's just like a lot of the toxicity from the Elden Ring community is just like get good, skill issue.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, no, because I've gone through the whole game and it's felt like an upwards trajectory of like, they're getting more difficult and maybe the combos are maybe harder to deal with and maybe this boss poses this challenge. But when you get to the end and it's just like things just one-tap you, it just feels stupid. It's like, I don't want to go away and have to grind like fuck to come back to this point to then fight the boss.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I should be at this point high enough level because I'm here.
Yeah.
It's like I'm here in the story because I've defeated enough bosses to get to this point. I should be the right level. So it's just like I don't just want to go and grind loads of fucking rooms.
It isn't the type of game where technically you could do anything you wanted at any point.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it as well. I don't think you really like sandbox games where you can do that.
What? I was sat there last night thinking, man, I reckon I'm gonna like Dark Souls way more than this because, like there's a lot of the time I'm like, where the fuck do I go next?
Yeah,
and that just pisses me off.
Yes, yeah,
like when you go with Dark Souls, it's very much just like you start here, you'll go all the way here, and you'll come back.
Yeah,
and then
you like
go
more linear.
Yeah, and it does does the same thing. It's
Yeah.
like there's a direction to go.
Yes.
Whereas Elden Ring is not like that, which I think I don't like about it.
No, I don't think you've ever really liked a sandbox game though. You like a very linear.
I like to know what's next.
Yes,
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to make that choice. I want the game to make that choice for me.
Yeah, totally. So do you think you're gonna finish it?
Yeah, I'll finish it. I might. I've literally got 3 story bosses left to kill.
Yeah.
So I've got Godfrey, which I tried a few times last night, but I could tell I was getting burnt out.
Yeah.
I could tell I was just like, I wasn't Godfrey. I could kill Godfrey quite easily. I think he seems pretty predictable. Melania is just ridiculous, and I know I am gonna have to level up to do that. And then there's Radagon and the Elden Beast.
Yeah.
And then if I want to, there's the DLC.
Yeah.
So there's 3 story bosses left to kill, and I'll be able to do it. I know I will, but it's just now it's just pissing me off.
Yeah.
Just
Take a break. Just take a break from it and. Just do something else. Hey, World of Warcraft.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, that's enough yapping.
Yes.
Before we get into it,
God,
I want to
big
say,
yap from us today, by the way.
Tomorrow we have a round table.
Yes, we do.
Moon Druid tier.
Yes.
Patreon and YouTube member round table. So come and
up.
And up. Come and hang out with us there. Thank you so much to all of our YouTube members and all of our patrons.
Indeed, got some new faces.
Doing this would be impossible without you.
Indeed.
You make us being full-time content creators possible. So if you want to get in on that, please consider becoming a YouTube member. Please consider becoming a patron. We love you so much. And tomorrow, Moon Druids and entities are going to be getting their roundtable.
Yes, we know for a fact as of right now, Abby's definitely coming. We haven't heard back from the other two.
Coming.
I reckon Matthew's probably coming. There's a chance Josh might be coming again as well, to be honest
bad,
with
which
you.
means he's not working so much, so he might be able to come.
So, who knows? Who knows? So, yes. Now, let's get into it.
Thank you so much to all our patrons and YouTube members.
You have no idea how much we appreciate your support.
Gain exclusive access either on Patreon or become a channel member here on YouTube for perks like channel badges and emotes on YouTube.
You get 2 extra and exclusive monthly live streams, including a roundtable with a cast of our D&D actual play, The Ascension of Farador, for all of your burning questions.
As well as an intimate D&D advice live stream where we can answer your D&D questions in depth and one-on-one.
If you would like to support us directly and gain access to these perks, check the link in the description to go to our Patreon or simply click the join button here on YouTube. Thank you.
Yes.
So today we are doing horrible house rules.
We haven't done this in a while.
We haven't done this in so long.
I
Again,
wonder how long it has been.
it's one of these things where there's only, I feel, so many you can go through.
I mean,
before
there's
they all
only
kind
so
of...
many. What are they called? Crit fumble tables. You can say about.
Yeah, and hey, look. You said I have put one on. I'm not gonna lie.
But if it's an interesting take on it, I'm interested to review it.
Look, there's only so many you can go through, but so look. At the end of the day, everything's just a version of something else, right?
Yeah.
But I've got some interesting ones here that I'd be interested to hear what everyone thinks. So, just because we call this horrible house rules, look, you have to have a catchy title. This is 100% our own opinion. If you like the sound of any of these rules, if you use any of these rules, please do not listen to us. You are so valid. What works for your table and works for you is the most important thing.
Just making a little bit of content. We're just having a little bit of fun.
Indeed. So, talking about crit fumble tables.
Okay.
We are opening up with...
In at the deep end.
I would say this is probably a standard... This is what you'd expect when you hear a crit fumble table. So... DM purchased a pair of critical hit dice, like sexy dice. I don't know what that means. And every time a critical happened, you rolled a dice. It was a pair of D6s with these effects. 1, you were stunned for a round. 2, you lost an eye. 3, you lose a limb. 4, you lose your head, which is instant death. 5, you do double damage. Well, it just says double damage, so I don't know.
The enemy does double damage to you, maybe.
Or
you do double damage to the enemy.
Or 6, triple damage.
Triple damage?
So, yeah, surely if it's a crit fumble, that must mean that's what the enemies do to you, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, but it's just like, if you're rolling an attack...
And then you
crit fumble,
you get a 1. Yeah.
Then how do you do double damage on your crit fumble?
I don't
or does
know.
somebody just make an attack at you and they do double damage?
Yeah, or maybe
or
the
they
next
make an
attack.
at you and
Yeah,
triple
maybe.
damage.
She always rolled these in secret, and every time I got crit, I instantly died.
Interesting.
But her friend just simply stunned every time.
Wow.
It happened so often. Her friends called her out on it, then claimed I was bullying her by making her friends say we should take away the critical hit fumble table. Every time we crit, we'd lose an eye, maybe a limb, but generally stunned or lose a turn. And thankfully, we never went to double, triple, or death.
Well, I think like if I'm making a character for a game, here's the thing: it's like if I'm making a character for a game and it's a crunchy dungeon crawl game, then maybe I would enjoy this, and it could be a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
it could be a little bit of fun of being like, oh, I know I'm gonna have to make a new character during this, like probably throughout this campaign. That's gonna happen at some point. So when these happen, it's fun, and I'm laughing and I'm having a good time. But if I've like created a backstory and integrated myself into the world and like gotten to know my character, and then in the first combat, somebody crits me and I lose my head.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know.
It's so not worth putting in all the effort for. And I don't know, like if a character wants a scar and a character wants to lose an arm or an eye or something like that, that's up to them.
Yeah.
Like if they want to be battle scarred, like some people think that's cool as hell.
I agree.
And I agree. I think sometimes it can be cool as hell, but but then if I lose an arm and I'm a barbarian and now I can't wield my greatsword, like you just rendered my class useless.
Yeah, honestly, even getting stunned for a round just for rolling a natural 1 feels like shit.
It's like I roll a natural 1. It's like I already miss.
I know.
Like no matter what my pluses are, like I miss no matter what. That stinks enough.
Yeah,
like
I know.
I've been waiting 20 minutes to get back to my turn.
Yeah,
we get
I
back to
know.
my turn and I roll a natty 1. That's already bad enough.
Yeah, I know.
And you just
I know.
rubbing it in.
I know. And you know what? Couple all of this with the fact that the DM rolled them in secret? And the DM was like, yeah, you instantly die.
like if there's if any of you have watched,
yes,
when we cut our last episode of Ascension of Farador, spoilers coming now, Ranga dies.
Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. I heard
you.
I heard you say spoilers now, but yes.
And these big rolls.
Hold on, let me write that down because that's a big fucking spoiler.
I did just say spoilers now.
Hold on.
Okay.
There we go. Yep.
Okay. So Ranga dies. And when I'm rolling these extremely big rolls, the two enemies are trying to flee. But one of them is extremely frustrated that his ritual that he's been working 20 years to get to has been thwarted by Ranga in particular because he got in there and fucked with the ritual. So the god in his head is like, get away and leave this guy alone because there might be something else going on. And he turns around and he says, I want to kill him. So I roll odds and evens. Is he going to shoot him or is he not? And he's on 2 death saving throws. And it's a ranged attack. I roll it out in front of the group and everyone sees it. And then I roll the attack at disadvantage. And then I ask Abby to come and look at my dice. And everyone knows that it was above board. I hit him. I killed him. He dies. If you're just literally, not only are you just rolling a crit, then you're rolling if somebody could just turbo insta-die behind the desk.
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. And look, hey, dice are random. That's the whole point. Like, OP is saying every time it happened to me, I would instantly die, but her friend would only get stunned. Like, that's the problem when you do things like that.
Yeah. Even if that is legit what happens.
I know. It feels
I don't believe you.
Fucking awful.
It's dreadful.
So, hey, look, I had to put this in. Look, I feel like this is just a typical crit fumble table.
It's not only is it a typical crit fumble table, it's done in secret.
Yeah, I know, which
just
stinks.
Which is just bad faith.
By the DM. It would even be different if in secret the player did it. Seriously. But the fact that the DM does it, terrible. Terrible. So the next one is simply encumbrance. Just to be outright with your players that collecting 4,000 swords isn't allowed, and everyone will be good to go.
Yeah, I think that encumbrance is just such a tricky one because a lot of people like that mini game of like tracking weights and stuff like that, and maybe doing cool, interesting things with it.
Yes, absolutely.
But we don't really care. That's why I always just give up a bag of holding straight away because I'm just like, I just don't care about this. I don't want it to be a problem. But the thing is, when I give them a bag of holding, and it's like, if it can fit in the top of the bag of holding, you can carry it.
Yep.
So it's just like, I can't carry a grand piano because it won't fit in it.
Can't carry 4,000 swords.
No, you can.
Well, actually,
in a bag of holding,
actually, we could.
But it's just like, okay, you got 4,000 swords. Now what?
I think, honestly, it's just being realistic about it. And it's being able to be like, hey, look, you can have a bag of holding, but let's just not be stupid with it.
I don't mind having 4,000 swords because what you can do with it, you can only use 1 or 2 swords at a time.
So true.
Like, you can have 1 or 2 swords at a time. It's like, but then it's just like, oh yeah, but what if they attach it to a ballista? And it's just like, do you know what? We're playing a different game.
Yeah, totally. I think, honestly, if you use encumbrance and you enjoy encumbrance, that is so valid.
Fair, yeah.
Many people
totally
do. Many people like that extra element of the game in the same way as like taking rations, etc.
Yeah.
Like, that's a totally valid part of the game.
Yeah.
We don't use encumbrance. Like,
just annoys me.
I think the only person who would enjoy it is Matthew, and even then, I think Matthew prefers having a bag of holding.
Yeah, I think he just likes being the inventory guy.
Yes, he does. Yes.
But here's the thing: it's like, I think that like with my group, I think we could run encumbrance and it wouldn't change our game because nobody would.
No one would take.
We aren't really collectors. Like, it's just not our thing. We don't like just pick up dead bodies and keep them and stuff like that, and we don't steal a lot of things from a lot of people. So I think, honestly, we could run encumbrance and it'd be fine and nobody would care.
Yeah.
We just don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not the reason we play D&D.
Yeah.
So I think there's a level of trust that goes into not running encumbrance, and it is, do you think your players are reasonable enough to just not take the piss with it?
I agree.
And most players are.
Yeah, no,
most players are.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Do you use encumbrance? I would be interested to know if you do. And if you don't, do you also kind of go through the same, like, hey, look, let's just be reasonable with this?
I know Jake from XP to level 3 likes encumbrance.
Yeah.
But I think he uses like alternative encumbrance from Xanathars or something like that.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I think so.
It's something like that. I don't know what the rules are, but I know he likes it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, again,
a lot of people do.
Very valid thing to want in your game. It really is. So the next one is no sleeping in armor. Cool. I have like an 11 AC now because I'm a strength-based marshal. Guess I will just die in this night ambush then.
Yeah.
And to clarify, I am referring to a rule that you cannot long rest in armor, period, and or the penalty for doing so, applying exhaustion, etc., essentially prohibits this, not the Xanathar's optional rules.
Yeah, so it's rough for one in particular group of characters, and that is strength-based marshals.
Yes, 100%.
Because dex-based marshals still have a good AC when they take their armor off.
Yes.
Well, it's not good, but it's not bad.
It's not 11.
But that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I've got literally an 11 AC because I've got a +1 in dex, and it's 10 + 1 or whatever it is without any armor on.
Yeah.
So
like,
you're just dead.
You know what? This happened to us in the very first campaign we played as you as a DM, and the first campaign Josh played in. Josh was like, "Yeah, I'll take my armor off to go to sleep."
No, it wasn't take his armor off to go to sleep. It was take his armor off
to be stealthy.
So he took an invis pot, but he had heavy armor on.
Yes.
And it was just like, I'm going to take my armor off so I can roll with advantage because his dex is dreadful.
Oh, yeah.
So he even if he was rolling,
and it was
just
like a really
rolls,
important.
Yeah,
like,
we were trying
thing.
to sneak into somewhere. So he took his armor off to be stealthy because that's the problem with heavy armor is you're not very stealthy. You get a great AC, but you're extremely loud. So. And then he got absolutely destroyed in the combat.
And then he did. And yeah, he absolutely. So you know what? I'm obviously remembering that differently. I thought he just decided to take it off and just got ambushed in it. But
no, he took it off, but then still failed his stealth check with advantage.
Well,
he rolled like a 1 and a 2 with advantage.
Well, that's just how the cookie crumbles then.
But like, this is the thing. It's like long resting in armor, I get it. I get why it would be uncomfortable to the point where you get the point of exhaustion.
Yeah, totally. I understand realistically why this is a thing.
But it's like we let so many other things slide when it comes to being realistic, but when it fucks our players, we're like, okay, this is a rule we're putting in. Okay, this is a rule we're putting in. It's just like, why are we being only realistic with rules that make it impossible to play these classes?
Yeah, totally.
But then other things we're just like, don't we hand wave it?
Yeah. And
why do we hand wave those?
I know. I also think like flavor wise to be like, yeah, my character takes their armor off,
shines it, polishes it.
100%, absolutely. Yeah. But if there is a night ambush, they can mechanically still have their armor on.
Yeah, you can mechanically still have your armor on.
Like, I get it. And then, the whole like, it takes 10 minutes to don.
Donning,
so the fact that when you get into an ambush, you can't even try to put it back on.
The combat will be over.
Yeah.
It's either
10 times
your party's
over.
either dead or the enemy's dead.
100%.
Before that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, no, I agree.
That's rough.
I understand in the world, in the IRL world, why this would be uncomfortable, but like,
yeah. Like I get it.
Yeah.
If you were to sleep in a suit of armor, it would be unbelievably uncomfortable.
Absolutely horrendous.
But again, we hand wave all these other things, but we don't hand wave that.
And then it's like you have the decision to make between taking a point of exhaustion
or not getting murdered in the night.
Yeah, and honestly, it depends if your DM runs night ambushes like you. You very rarely
run a night ambush.
I can't even think really of when you have ambushed us on an evening. Apart from once in campaign 3 with Laura, but that was a very narrative reason for her to ambush us in the night.
Yeah, again, I only run like narrative combats.
Yeah.
So just a random on the road combats are low anyway.
Yeah.
On the night random combats are even lower.
Yeah.
Unless it's got a narrative reason. That's the only time I don't run combats that are narrative really.
Yeah. Totally. The next one is, I recently saw a DM that wanted to remove concentration from the game because she thinks it makes casters too restricted. I noped out of there really fast.
There's a reason. There's a reason there's a restriction there because look, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
look, that's ridiculous.
Taking concentration out of the game.
Because then you can just go, okay, I'm a wizard and I've got a barbarian, a fighter, and a rogue. Okay, I'm 7th level. Haste.
Yeah, I know.
Done.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop down this area of effect. I'm gonna drop down this.
I'm gonna pop this wall of fire down, and then I'm gonna drop down this haste spell, and then I'm gonna cast fly on myself.
Yeah.
You become a god.
An actual god, 100%.
Unbelievable. It's like concentration spells are powerful.
Yeah.
Because you have to concentrate on them.
Yeah.
You can then still cast, cantrips and leveled spells that aren't concentration.
Yeah.
But,
You could go like Hex, Hunter's Mark. You could use Spirit Shroud. You could do all of these stacking things.
And the most popular feat for any caster who wants to concentrate on spells is Warcaster, because it gives you advantage on concentration checks.
Yeah.
Casters who don't even have anything to do with Constitution, wizards, sorcerers, bards, things like that, will always bump their constitution, probably as their secondary highest stat.
Yeah, yes.
Because they want to succeed on those.
Totally.
It's
like the whole framework of the game.
Yeah.
At least casters and magic is built around that core pillar of concentrating, keeping your AC up, keeping your constitution up, going into Warcaster.
Yeah.
Like concentration is what keeps it balanced.
Yeah, balanced.
Yeah. And you know what? The thing is, I understand from a spellcaster's perspective going, I'm going to take all these spells. Oh man, they're all concentration spells. So I'm very rarely going to get through all of these. But like when you can make a thing of flying knives around someone that every single time they start or end their turn or walk through, they get cut 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense compared to the barbarian who can bonk with a stick.
Yeah, and I think... Yeah, I totally agree. I think that taking away concentration, I think that is I don't want to be rude, and I never want to insult anyone's intelligence. Mm-hmm. But I think that's maybe not. That's a lack of experience.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I completely
it's a
agree.
lack of seeing it in in person,
Totally, 100%,
seeing it happen,
absolutely, yeah.
seeing the repercussions of being like not having to concentrate on a
Yes,
spell.
absolutely. Yeah, I completely
is
agree.
crazy.
You know, maybe it's a player in their ear or something.
Yeah.
Like it could be anything. But look, I do completely disagree on the statement of removing concentration because it restricts casters too much. And the thing is, no,
it does restrict casters.
It does restrict
on
casters.
purpose because
yes,
it would
exactly.
get wildly out of hand.
It does restrict them. Yes,
and like I get like seeing all these concentration spells and being like, man, I want to say like
absolutely.
And I've made the mistake when I was a warlock, the first game I ever played. I didn't realize I'd just picked loads of concentration spells, and then I was like, huh.
Yeah, I feel like that's a rite of passage.
You
honestly.
do that because you're so excited for all these spells, and you don't realize they're all
100%.
concentration. But yeah, But that's a live and that's a live and learn.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
I'm going to take concentration away,
totally.
and then somebody's going to break my combats, break my game, and then I'm going to go, okay, I get it.
It's a canon event, I fear. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I agree. But hey, your caster's going to be real happy.
Yeah, and like we've all talked about the caster melee imbalance and stuff like that, and that gets fixed a lot in 2024.
A lot.
Like the Marshal's got a lot of buffs,
yes.
and I don't think any of the spellcasters truly got buffs. I think they just got changed.
Yeah, I completely agree.
To be a little more user-friendly.
Absolutely, I agree.
But look, we don't need to make that divide anymore. Especially when we get to higher level, it gets ridiculous for casters.
I agree. So this next one, this is really interesting.
Okay.
So I hate the rule that anything that is invisible is hidden, especially when using maps and they remove the invisible thing from the map because you can't see where it is. That is such a terrible house rule, and the worst part of it is that when you get around enough, you will just keep running into DMs who think that it is the actual rules and will even try to justify it. It takes one of the most powerful things in the game and turbocharges it into the stratosphere of being OP. So there's a definition left of what invisible does, basically. And an invisible creature is impossible to see without the aid of magic or a special sense. For the purpose of hiding, the creature is heavily obscured. The creature's location can be detected by any noise it makes or any tracks it leaves. Attack rolls against this creature have disadvantage, and the creature's attack rolls have advantage. Just to clarify for people who are confused about what this person is complaining about, as I was before double-checking the rules too, an invisible creature is still detectable, so it shouldn't necessarily be removed from the board unless it is also taking the hide action that round. Otherwise, it mechanically just gets advantage.
Okay, I agree and disagree.
Yes, honestly, same.
Because I do think removing it from the board is totally fine.
Yeah.
That's more of a flavor thing, in my opinion.
That's honestly exactly what I was going to say as well.
Like removing it from the board is just a flavor thing because you can't see it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people, we've had this conversation before, and I think it's a really controversial topic of if something's invisible. Some people are like, well, you can't attack it. It's like, no, you can still attack it.
Yes.
By the laws of the game, by the rules of the game.
Yes.
You can make an attack at anything that's invisible.
100%.
With disadvantage.
Yes.
Because you can hear it. It's still breathing.
Yeah.
And if it's in combat, it's probably panting.
Yeah.
It's still moving.
Yeah.
It's
Bleeding.
still, bleeding. It's still like drawing its sword. It's
yes.
still, like pulling its arm back to try and stab you.
Yes, it's doing a verbal component to a spell.
Yeah, it's incanting a spell or something like that. So, like, it is still hittable. It's tough to hit it because you have to roll with disadvantage.
Yes.
But it's not impossible.
Yeah.
So, I still think, though, I would still remove it from the board.
Yeah.
Because you maybe don't know exactly where it's going to go on its next turn and stuff like that. And then it can surprise you. And then I would say, let's just say it's the barbarian who is trying to find out.
Yeah.
And the barbarian was base to base with it, but it runs away and then it's 30 feet away. It's like that DC to perceive it has just gotten far harder.
Yes.
And also, if you're not base to base with it anymore, you can't just attack it because you don't know where it is.
Yes.
So it is circumstantial because, see, here's where it gets really tough as a dungeon master.
Yeah.
Is if it runs away, do you get an attack of opportunity?
I don't think we've ever run it as such. We've never ran it like that before, but rules as written, you would.
You should.
Yeah, and I think that's it. Rules as written, all that mechanically changes is you just have to take disadvantage. So you said there, you would have to make a perception check to know where it is, to move up to it, to then be able to make the attack at disadvantage.
If you weren't base to base with it.
Yeah. But even then, rules as written says you should be able to attack it no matter where it is, just at disadvantage. And I think that's it.
So that's where it gets complicated.
Yeah, exactly.
Because let's just say the barbarian wants to attack it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't know where it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it fails a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
But then a perception check should technically, by the rules, probably be an action. So then you can't do it anyway.
By the rules, you don't even need to make a perception check. By the rules, you just you're allowed to attack it. You're allowed to move right up to it and attack it.
That's where I think I would deviate from the rules.
I completely agree. And speaking from like a player perspective as well, you always have to walk such a fine line between metagaming, but also being tactical, but also thinking about what your character knows.
Yeah.
So it's like you always take an invisible thing off the board, always.
Yeah.
And we always say, I know none of us, unless we had very good reason to believe we knew where the thing was without doing a perception check, we would be like, can we try to perceive where it's gone? Because we're going to look for tracks. We're going to listen for it. We're going to like smell the smell of blood.
And here's where I think I differ is a perception check to try and find an invisible enemy in my game is not an action.
Yeah, it's a free action.
It is a free action.
Yes, totally.
So like this happened in a fight recently. An enemy went invisible and Josh asked if he could make a perception check.
Yeah.
And I gave it to him for free.
Yep.
Sadly, he failed.
Yeah.
So he didn't get to. But if, as a melee character, he succeeded his perception check, I would then allow him to move up to the enemy and then make an attack at disadvantage.
Yes, totally.
But if you are already base to base with an enemy, it goes invisible. It used all of its movement. It can't move away. You know where it is because it's literally turned invisible right in front of you, and then it's your go next. I would allow you to just make an attack.
Yeah.
But if it's turned invisible, got its go, moved away.
Yeah.
If the last time you saw it isn't its current location, then you have to make a perception check.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what OP is saying that they dislike is the fact that rules as written, you should be able to just make an attack with disadvantage.
Anywhere,
yeah, but at the same time, and I completely understand people who want to play the game rules as written.
Yeah,
There will be people who 100% run it like that, who don't take the mini off the board 100%, and I understand that. But I think I can only speak for our table. We like to suspend our disbelief for things like that a little bit, and we like to flavorfully kind of play up to it a little bit.
And I think also it's different because I think I am a dungeon master who is very much on the player's side.
Yes, totally.
And, like I will waive the rules pretty much all the time to allow you to maybe do something that you couldn't be able to do because I think it's cool. So when I think that there's a rule that should happen that maybe doesn't work in your favor perfectly, you're all like fair dues because I think you understand that I'm not doing it for any other reason than I think that's how the game should work.
Yeah, and I can see, honestly, from OP's, anyone's perspective, a DM who's like, no, they go invisible, and they go, can I try perceive them? I'm like, nope, they're invisible. How would you do that? You know what I mean? I can see a world in which that would feel like shit.
So you're essentially saying that invisibility is
like invulnerability.
Is invulnerability, or it is basically just the combat's over now.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Crazy. You're basically saying that invisibility is teleportation.
Yeah, and I think that's honestly where, I don't know, but I can see why this would be frustrating for someone playing at a table with a situation like this. But in our experience, I really like the way that we do it. But everyone's different and I get it. And yeah, rules as written, you don't have to make a perception check. Rules as written, you just have to take disadvantage. But I think we like to be like, can we try and see what they are? Because I know I don't know why I would feel cheesy just going up to them and attacking them, but I would.
But also, because I take the mini off the board, and if they've moved, you actually don't know where they are.
Yeah.
So you don't know where to move to hit them.
Yeah.
So, but then that's where also I balance that off with a free action perception check.
Yeah.
So
I would be so interested in what you think.
It's such a complicated one, I think.
It's a really, because I can see absolutely everyone's perspectives from this
I
situation.
can see everyone's perspectives, and I can guarantee that there's so many people who would run it differently to us
totally.
in the comments.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
let us know what you do
I
with
would,
invisibility.
honestly, I would really like to know. This is not something I've ever thought about before, and I just thought it was a really, really interesting one.
Yeah, it's a complicated one.
I actually meant to put this one in first, but I just forgot to move things around. But I think that's a really, really interesting
that's a
one.
sick one.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really interesting one. All right, this next one is it's infuriating to me how marshals are held to the standards of real life physics and extensive scrutiny, while casters can bippity bop are cracking out their dick holes because it's magic.
Bippity boppity cracking out their dick holes. He's crazy, by the way.
This sort of bullshit is why there are so many imbeciles running gritty campaigns that are only gritty in the sense that you need to spend 15 months looking for a spell book to finally learn a level 2 spell at level 7, or how Goodberry doesn't keep your muscle mass to adventuring standards, so now you have further penalties to everything with your puny wizard.
So they're saying that it's gritty for marshals.
I think they're saying marshals are normally held to the standards of real life physics. So then when you go into a gritty game to try and bring spellcasters down, it's like you have to spend 3,000 years looking for a level 2 spell, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of a criticism on how you have to bring spellcasters down to the same level of scrutiny that marshals are held to, which I do agree with.
I think this is just a fucking commentary on gritty realism games.
Yeah, I agree.
And like, you know, I don't think it's so popular because I think most people don't like gritty realism games. But my unpopular opinion is I have to deal with all that shit all day, every day.
Yeah.
When I get into my game, I don't want to make it hard.
Yeah.
As long as my players aren't cheating, and if they're trying to do something out of the bounds, like, look, fucking Abby is Abby is candidate number 1, but she says it out loud. She's like, "This might be impossible for me to do."
She's like, "And you can tell me if
and
it's
you
not.
can tell me if it is impossible." And I won't do it. And it's just like, if we're trying to do something maybe a little much for our class, if there's a role involved with a decently set DC, let's do it. We're playing a game at the end of the day.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, people's enjoyment's different. If you enjoy inventory management, if you enjoy
losing limbs,
seriously,
you
if you enjoy those
fumble
things,
tables.
like, and people do, they wouldn't exist if people didn't enjoy them. Not the way that I would like to play D&D, definitely not, but that's the whole point. Everyone plays it differently. But I agree with OP's overall sentiment that marshals
are held to a different standard,
because marshals are
marshals
things that
do
exist
things
in real
that
life.
we can do.
Exactly. Marshals
hold a sword, shoot a bow.
Absolutely. And, you know, bippity boppity booping and cracking out your dick hole.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't do any of that in my real life.
You know, we can't comprehend.
I don't bippity boppity crack and shoot spells on my dick hole or whatever. I don't do any of that. But this is the thing, is I think that I think most of the problems with gritty realism games is they don't have proper session zeros.
Yes.
Where they say, they don't talk about expectations. They don't give examples of their game. They don't run one shots to be like, this is how I play my game. This is what we're gonna do on rests. This is how, you know, I want to run spellcasts and stuff like that. Then people get in their games and they're like, this is dog shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's so many people out there who would want to play in that game. You're just playing at the wrong table.
Yeah, I agree.
You're just recruiting the wrong players.
Yeah,
you just
I agree.
have the wrong dungeon master. It's just like, there's a game for you. Let's just actually recruit the right people to play in it.
So, yeah, totally. I completely agree. This next one is, I hate the general rule of no D&D if one person can't make it, and then we just keep picking a new date. It's okay from time to time, but if we go more than 1+ month without the next session because of it, I am salty about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's
so
an
fair.
absolute, like, this is a session zero has to be talked about. Every single session zero needs this discussion.
100%. What do we do if someone's
what
not here?
happens if somebody's not here?
Yeah.
Because you know, we can still run a game. If there's 4 people, we can still run a game with 3 people.
100%.
We literally just did it. Josh couldn't make it this
Absolutely.
week's session.
Absolutely.
So we still played. And I think that so many games fall apart because they're like, we need everyone there. It's just like,
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah. And
Do
look,
you need everyone there every week?
Gosh, time is so finite. And I can only speak for people in our age group, you know, like early 30s. We all are so busy. We have jobs. We have potentially relationships, potentially houses. We have
Dogs,
maybe
children.
kids. Like, there is so much to do. So getting together, I don't know how often you play. For us, every week, it's honestly, we are so lucky that we are able to play pretty much every week.
Yeah.
But that's also why we put in the rule, if one person can't make it, we still
We
play
still
without
play.
you. And we also set strict rules about what do we do with that character
Yeah.
if you're not there as well. And if
Yeah.
there's anything you want them to do, they can do it. And I think there is seriously nothing wrong at all with all saying, yeah, let's just play without one person there. And sure, it can feel bad if you're the one person who's missing a week. I totally get it.
I get it, but it feels so much worse for people who, you know, D&D is their fun activity for the week. It's their fun activity that they look forward to, that they think about all week when they're fucking working their job. And if they don't get to do that because you forgot that you needed to take your dog to the vet and you can't miss the appointment, it's just like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
So I think that it comes and goes. You might miss a week. That might suck. But
And, you know, emergencies happen as well.
Yeah,
like,
and
real
shit
life
like
is
as well.
100% more important and must take priority. But I know that I would want my friends to still play without me. And that's the rule we've all come. And also, if you all decide, yeah, no, we don't play if someone's missing, that's very fair.
It's different for the Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Because, you know, the session cannot take place.
Of course it is.
But I think a lot of people also should just, hey, if we can't, like, if we aren't playing on that day because one person can't make it, we still can get together.
Yeah, we can still do something
Go
together.
for something to eat, watch a movie, play some games, hang out
in the voice
just
chat.
even go for a coffee or something like that for an hour or 2 hours. Because a lot of people just need the social interaction.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and I think, you know, hey, say it with me. Scheduling is the BBEG of all D&D. 100%.
all D&D.
And
all
I
D&D.
think, seriously, considering putting in a rule in like that, really might get people playing more often.
I agree. I think that's an absolute goated rule.
Yep.
Like, it needs to be in almost every single game, and if not, it needs to be talked about.
Yeah, I agree. So this is the second to last one.
Okay.
I hate the rule that if your character didn't contribute to the fight, they don't get XP. So if your fighter rolled shitty and didn't hit an enemy in combat, you get no XP. Couple that, the same DM brought me into an existing party at level 1 when the rest of the party were level 5. So obviously, I missed all of my attacks.
Of course.
I didn't get any XP while I watched everyone else level up. I left that game after 3 sessions. He also used an insane crit fumble table, and when I rolled a natural 1, my character fell prone, took damage, and yeeted his weapon 2d4 squares in a random direction.
Wow, okay.
Oh, man.
Like, it's... You're fighting such an uphill battle at that point. Pretty much nobody is going to swim in that situation.
Absolutely not.
Like,
1
let's just
to
say
5?
Your proficiency bonus has gone up. You've got an ASI. You've probably got a 20 in your main stat.
You maybe have a
feat.
feat.
Maybe you have a feat. So you've
probably got 3rd level spells.
You're probably rolling with a +7, +8 maybe at level 5.
You've got a higher DC.
Yeah, all of these things to like go in your favor for hitting enemies, making them fail against
maybe
your
a
spell attack rolls.
+1 weapon at that point.
Yeah, and then going up against somebody who's probably got like a +5, maybe a +6. It could be a +7 if you're allowed a 20.
Yeah.
If you rolled good stats or whatever it is
at
level 1. You're probably going to go down loads, and then you crit fumble, then you lose your sword, you're prone, you don't have enough movement to go get it. You aren't able to get your weapon, so you can't attack, so you do no damage. So
horrible. It's a spiral.
It's a cycle of losing.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
It's a cycle of losing.
Absolutely.
Why are you inviting a new player into your game when you clearly don't want the new player to succeed?
1, that is insane.
Wild.
I don't agree with parties having different levels unless there's like a guest player, for example. I don't think having a party at different level, that's something that we've never done, something that I would not enjoy, but I understand why people do, especially if you play an XP based game. But oh my god, if you do an XP based game, please do not have it like this.
And most don't. Like, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
most XP leveling is group XP. You killed this
100%.
monster.
Absolutely.
Here's the amount of XP you get.
Absolutely.
And you all get it equally. But then
this is the anomaly.
This is the outlier of like, didn't do damage, don't get XP. Didn't get a killing blow, don't get the XP and stuff like that. But then you do that coupled with bringing new players in at level 1 when the parties, you're just like adding shit on top of the pile of shit.
I know. And like, how frustrating for the level 5s as well, by the way.
And then
like,
having a crit fumble table as well.
Yeah, and having a
Just-
crit fumble table. How frustrating for
More
everyone.
shit.
Yeah, I know. And like, I feel like it didn't contribute to the fight can be very subjective.
Yeah, it's like, well, I healed the barbarian and the barbarian got the killing blow and they were going to go down, so that means I contributed.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you didn't directly.
Yeah.
You indirectly contributed. It's just like, what does
contributing-
directly contribute to the fight mean?
Does that mean getting a hit? Because if we're talking about specifically this example, fighter rolled shit, you didn't hit an enemy, you didn't contribute to the fight. But like, what if the fighter grappled something? What if the fighter managed to stop something, run
knock
away?
something prone so the person could get the last hit with advantage, and then you completely discourage having third objectives.
Yeah, totally.
Unless your third objective is directly contributing. Like, let's just say it's a Indiana Jones thing and we gotta get the golden bag and then sprint out or whatever it is, like take the bag off the pedestal and that makes the dungeon collapse and run out. But you're doing that and taking the treasure out of the crumbling dungeon, but the other people are just slaughtering enemies, just like, well, actually, you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, you got the treasure, which is the reason we came into the dungeon, which is now the reason we can leave because we've completed the dungeon, but because you didn't hit anything, you didn't contribute, which means you didn't level up. So it's just like, you're basically discouraging interesting fights at that point.
Yeah, man.
So...
And seriously, going in at level 1 to a party of level 5.
5.
It's
not even 3, not even 2, not even 4.
That is
5.
That is
people have third level stuff. Somebody can cast fireball.
That's an impossible journey. Like impossible, especially XP based. Like that's an impossible gap. That's a nightmare situation.
That's a nightmare scenario.
That's a nightmare situation to me, honestly. So the last one is simply, I had a DM that said to me, you can cast Silent Image at will forever. That's bullshit. That's going to cost a spell slot. Goodbye to my interest in Warlock.
What's Silent Image?
Image?
Have you read the spell?
Like
it doesn't really do anything.
Like
I'm pretty sure you can you like really barely animate it? It does something like super.
Gosh, I'm not sure, but look, I'm not going to lie. There was a couple of times in last campaign where Matthew played a Warlock, Marcus, who had Silent Image. Silent Image saved us a couple of times. I'm not going to lie. Silent Image is great in the right situation.
It can maybe bait out an ambush of an unintelligent enemy.
It could maybe hide something. It could maybe distract something.
Yeah, it could maybe, you could maybe put up a bush and hide behind it.
Which we did many times.
Yeah, but that's a fun use. Like, that's a fun use, but the thing is, it's taking up one of their invocations, and what you're not realizing is when they're taking that invocation, they're not taking something else.
Yeah.
Like, they're not taking maybe Agonizing Blast, they're not taking Repelling Blast, they're not taking the one where you can cast like Comprehend Languages at will or Detect Magic at will and stuff like that. It's like, it's not the strongest cantrip. It's not
no.
It's actually it's a useful tool, but it's about as far as it goes. It's a bit of utility.
I agree. And then to say to the Warlock, your invocation that you had to use an invocation slot on
to make sure that it doesn't cost
a spell
anything.
slot, because you get two of them,
and the level 1 you get
one to be like, it costs a spell slot. That's awful. That's awful. As a fellow Warlock main right now, that's awful news. Hate to hear it.
The invocation, and look, invocations are great. Invocations are what makes Warlocks playable.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, if you don't just want to be an absolute turbo blaster, just I'm doing nothing outside of combat. I get into combat, I cast my 2 spells, and I slam things with Eldritch Blast, or like now with the new options for melee fighting is good. But it's like, outside of combat, you're fucking useless.
Yeah, I agree.
Without the invocations.
Yeah, I completely
When you get invocations, Mask of Many Faces and things like that, you become a useful tool at very specific things. Yeah. But you can be a useful tool at those specific things.
I agree.
So taking that tiny bit of utility
Yeah,
away from a class that
I know.
barely has any anyway.
For the DM just to go, that's bullshit. Like, that stinks.
Tell me you just don't get it.
Oh, that stinks.
Tell me you just don't get it.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. There was some good ones in that.
There was some good ones in there.
Again, look, there's only so much you can stray from a horrible house rule when you've done so many episodes on them. But I think there was some interesting ones.
I think there's some good ones in there.
The invisibility one is really interesting.
I think my favorite things about these is getting in the mindset of the people who made the rule.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, 100%,
like when we do these,
yeah.
it's like thinking about that one about the concentration.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you think like that? Probably
totally.
because you're like you only have that mentality if you're a new player, probably.
Yeah.
Or a new dungeon master, because like any seasoned dungeon master would be like, well,
yeah.
And I like that. I like thinking about why we put horrible house rules.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I'd be so interested to
hear what you guys think about some of them.
Yeah, totally. I'd be so interested to hear what you think of any of them. And how do you run invisibility? I'd be so interested to know. I really, really would.
Yeah. Give me your horrible house rules down in the comments.
Yeah, give me your horrible. Yeah, go on. Give me
I want to hear yours.
So,
Thanks so much for being here, guys.
We're streaming right now. Oh my gosh, we're playing Life is Strange. So many things since we've last seen you.
Yeah, playing Life is Strange.
We're currently playing
game.
Life is Strange right now. We're probably coming into the end of it, to be honest.
4 out of 5 now, because we'll have played yesterday.
Yes.
And probably gotten through a chapter.
Yes.
And then there'll be a chapter today.
Yes.
So yeah, come and hang out on stream. It's a great way to support the channel as well. Check out our YouTube memberships. Check out our Patreon. Come out with us on Twitch. All that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you.
I love you.
Bully loves you.
Yes.
We have been the Eldritch Podblast, and we're going to see you guys on Monday.
Bye.
And once again, another huge thank you to our patrons and our YouTube members, and a huge shout out to our entity tiers.
Hoops.
Ariel,
Tula.
Runarian, Maddie,
Luna.
Teddysaurus,
Caspian.
J-Spot TX, Dallin M,
Sleepy.
Joe Dragon Lord 2,
Alistar.
Lawkeeper Society,
Ricky B.
Catherine,
Fauskin.
Azuriel,
Panda Queen Plays.
Xylo Boy,
Lucas Iapetus.
Luna River,
Crestamancy.
The Tacos Are Here,
Hairy Godfather.
Rainanana,
Scrimbles.
CJ Chantel 1313,
Keplin 1000.
Pretend It's You Ace, Dana,
Captain Hades.
Slowby One,
Amelia A.
Rebecca K,
Banoffee Spy.
Tears of the Sun,
BH.
Crumley,
Dink Twin.
Light of Hearts,
Nathan W.
Timbo,
Melosaurus Rex.
The Nerdy Dreamer,
Stephen R.
Simple Gin.
Danny Lee Phantom. Spiritual Rogue. Brit. M. Rule the Board. Jordan SC.
Thank you all so much for the support. You have no idea how much it helps.
And if you too would like to become a patron or a channel member here on YouTube, click the link in the description or the join button down below.